विच इज अ बिग टाइम. इट इज अ सो तो त्याचं ते व्हॅल्युएशन झालं पाहिजे. सो आय विल मेक शुअर की वी हॅव दिस इन अ व्हेरी राईट स्पिरिट.
करेक्ट.
सो लेट मी नो मॅम
No
मला
problem.
कधी सुरू करायचंय आणि देन वी कॅन स्टार्ट.
येस, आय थिंक 5 मिनिटात. आय होप तुला सुट्टी आहे ना, सो आय डोंट थिंक सो की तुला असं जायचं वगैरे.
नाही काहीच हरकत नाही. वी कॅन.
5-10 मिनिटं पुढे मागे चालतं.
सगळी मुलं म्हणत तोपर्यंत की आता बास करा, तोपर्यंत आय कॅन स्टील बी हिअर. बास
तुला कळायला लागेल
आम्हाला नाही
त्यांचा
ऐकायचं.
डेटा. नाही,
आमचे
त्यांचा डेटा प्लॅन संपत आला की ते आपोआप निघून जातात. त्यामुळे तुला कळेलच की आता
गर्दी कमी झाली की तुला कळेलच.
नाही, पण हे सेशन असं असणार आहे की ते डेटा प्लॅन साठी रिचार्ज करतील.
अरे वा, व्हेरी गुड. चांगलंय, गुड.
आणि त्याचं पुढचं आता सेशन झाल्यावर त्यांनी मला प्रॉमिस केलंय की नोव्हेंबर मध्ये त्याचे क्लासमेट्स मिळून ते एक आठवडा पूर्ण आपल्याला देणार आहेत. माहिती लेखा लोखंडे आणि अजून मुजुमदार म्हणून एक कोणतरी आहे.
हा नाही, हो, तो आमच्या वर्गात क्लासचा टॉपर. आणि येस, आमचा तो प्लॅन आहे. महाजन मॅम, मी तुमच्याशी डिटेलमध्ये डिस्कस करणारच आहे. आणि तो हेतू असाच होता की सगळे जे डोमेन आहेत ते सगळे कसे आंतरप्रिनर फ्रॉम अ प्रिंटिंग इंजिनियर कसा घडू शकतो. एखाद्याला MS करायची इच्छा आहे, सो व्हॉट आर द ग्लोबल ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज ते करू शकतो. मग ऋषिकेश कुलकर्णी वॉज अ आंतरप्रिनर. आपला अमेय गानू तो IIP मधला गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट आहे. सर, इफ समबडी इज विशिंग टू हॅव एक्सपर्टीज इन पॅकेजिंग लाईन, त्याच्यासाठी कसं करिअर असतं. माझ्यासारखा जो की ऑन अन ॲव्हरेज स्टुडंट होता बट स्टील हॅज अ गुड करिअर विथ प्रिंटिंग. तर हे सगळं आम्हाला असं ॲज अ करिअर कसं घडू शकतं प्रिंटिंग थ्रू इज समथिंग विच वी विश टू हायलाइट. आणि मी ऑलरेडी बोललो होतो त्या लोकांसोबत अँड दे आर मोर दॅन हॅपी. लेखा लोखंडे ॲपलमध्ये, अमेरिकेमध्ये, हा मायक्रोसॉफ्टमध्ये विक्रांत, आणि आपला अमेय गानू कॅडबरीज मध्ये. त्यामुळे आपल्याला एक छान पॅनल आमच्याच बॅचचा मिळेल आणि आम्हाला नक्कीच आवडेल मुलांसाठी काही गोष्टी शेअर करायला.
गुड. सो टीईचे स्टुडंट्स रेडी राहा, तुम्हाला त्यांच्याबरोबर करायचं पॅनल डिस्कशन. सो अक्षय इंगळे and team, get ready with all the questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I think Shraddha has joined.
हो का? ओके. हाय श्रद्धा. अच्छा, हे आर्या का?
आर्या, हा, मुलीचं नाव आहे. आय थिंक अमोल किंवा श्रद्धा, आय डोंट नो कोण आहे. Rishi, we just wait for a couple of minutes, otherwise we'll start. Okay?
Yeah, we'll start in 2 minutes, huh?
No problem.
Yeah. ऋषिकेश, तू आधी युनिलिव्हरच्या आधी कुठे होतास?
एव्हरीडे निसन.
ओ येस.
मॅडम, मी आणि ओजस पहिल्यांदा कॅम्पस प्लेसमेंट मध्ये जेव्हा आले होते ना फर्स्ट टाइम कॉलेजला, तेव्हा आम्ही दोघं झालो होतो सिलेक्ट.
राईट. अच्छा, सो तू एव्हरीडे नंतर लगेचच तुला युनिलिव्हर
मध्ये ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी मिळाली.
ओके ओके.
नाही, एव्हरी आधी, आणि मग मला मुंबईला युनिलिव्हर मध्ये मिळाली ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी.
ओके. मग दुबई मधले भेटता का तुम्ही एकमेकांना?
आता सध्या नाही, पण येस, डिसेंबर आधी आम्ही भेटायचो आणि काही थोड्या प्रमाणात इंटरॅक्शन व्हायचे आमचे.
सो तुझा एक्सटेन्सिव्ह ट्रॅव्हल आहे का?
हो मला नॅमेट्रब आणि आफ्रिका असं मला पूर्ण क्लस्टर आहे हे. तर मला म्हणजे मोस्टली टर्की, मश्रिक इजिप्तला जावं लागतं. नंतर आफ्रिकेमध्ये साऊथ आफ्रिका, केनिया आणि एका ग्लोबल प्रोजेक्ट असल्यामुळे मला नेदरलँड्सला पण जायचं अपॉर्च्युनिटी मिळाली होती. त्यामुळे आणि सगळं पॉसिबल आहे प्रिंटिंगमुळे ऍक्च्युली. त्यामुळे येस ट्रॅव्हल आहे आणि रोल पण छान आहे आणि आय वुड लव्ह टू एक्सप्रेस की काय रोल आहे नक्की. म्हणजे एक मुलांना पण अंदाज येऊ शकतो की काय कसं म्हणजे माझा करिअर पाथ कसा होता. मे नॉट बी द सेम लाइकिंग डिसलाइकिंग बट त्यांना एक फेअर आयडिया येईल.
ओके फाईन.
Ma'am, we'll
Yeah,
start in
yeah,
post
sure,
then.
no problem.
Within 2 minutes. Meanwhile, Atharva, if you want to share your screen and start the presentation.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think we should start.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Atharva.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, let's start then. Honorable guest, respected HOD ma'am, teachers, and my dear friends. Good afternoon to all of you. I, Atharva Kulkarni from 3rd year Printing Department, welcome every one of you to the virtual webinar. Today is the 5th day of this event. We have had enlightening and interesting session throughout the course of this event. Moving forward, I would like to announce the winners of Day 4 quiz competition. Ajit Rane from BE Printing, Kaustubh Dangwal from BE Printing, Sakshi Shetty from SE Printing, Sharad Hange from BE Printing, Angus Nunes from TE Printing. Congratulations to all the winners. So gear up yourself, only 2 more competitions to go. Before starting today's session, let's revise what we had in last 4 sessions. Day 1, Fundamental of Color Science by Dr. Narendra Gangafedkar sir. Day 2, Transformation of Color by Mr. Ravi Vaidyanathan sir. Day 3, Basic of Color Management and Process Standardization by Mr. Das Damodaran sir. Day 4, Instrument used in color measurement by Mr. Vishnu R. Kamath sir. Let's begin today's session. Our today's speaker is Mr. Hrushikesh Rajguru sir. Now I request Akshay Ingre to give a brief introduction about him.
Yes, thank you, Atharva. It's my immense pleasure to introduce our today's speaker, Mr. Hrushikesh Rajguru. He's the assistant manager in Unilever, Dubai, UAE. He's also the assistant project manager for NAMET-RUB and the African region. So, like, what's NAMET-RUB? NAMET-RUB is one of the market clusters of the Unilever, and NAMET-RUB stands for North Africa, Middle East, Turkey, Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus, and the African region. He's so for starters, like, who is he? For starters, we can say, like, he's a super senior. Rishikesh Rajguru is a 2009 pass out, and rather than saying just a pass out, he was the best outgoing student. He was also the magazine secretary of COET and the event head of Versatalia 2009. He joined Unilever in 2012 and is working as the assistant process manager for NAMET-RUB and the African region. He acquired the campus placement at Every Dennison as the Gold Associate. He's a Green Belt Six Sigma certified professional, and he completed his executive business management from one of the top B school of India and abroad, IIM Lucknow. So, guys, it's our privilege to have Mr. Rishikesh Rajguru with us, and to talk about the brand. That's all. Over to you, Atharva.
Thank you, Akshay, for wonderful introduction. Now I request Mr. Rishikesh Rajguru sir to begin the session.
Yeah.
Over to you, sir.
Okay, so let me start by sharing my screen. Yeah, just help me confirm if you guys can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So let's start. Thank you for this brief introduction and the given opportunity. And I'll make sure that it is as insightful as it should be for all the members who are attending this call. So thank you for your valuable time. It is important to respect the fact that there are 40 plus students who are attending this call, and it has to be engaging. It cannot be monotonous. So I'll make sure that this would not be your boring session. Yeah. And I was mentioned as super senior. So there is no terminology as super senior. I'm still a student. I still have the same curiosity of how you are expressing, how you are experiencing and express yourself while you touch base on any of the new topics. So I'm as good as you. So don't refer me as sir. It sounds like I have to then get a hair dry to just make sure that I don't look like a sir for you. So I'm just Rishi, and please no mention of sir. With this, I will just briefly talk about my journey as a printing engineer. What you saw as IIM Lucknow and the Green Belt Six Sigma, or some of the other achievements like Gold Associates, etc. Those are just your add-ons, like your masala papad or your desserts. What you get, the core of everything is my degree, which is printing degree. I would have not been in this location, in this space, unless and until I would have had that printing engineer degree. So it is important for me to highlight that this is my career path. It may not be same for you guys, though there are a few students who might be ambitious to go into the management side of the career, or some might go to a technical side of it, or some R&D sector of it. Whenever you decide, do it from the best of the institute. If I have to do an MBA, I'll go to IIM. If I have to do an R&D domain, I will go to some of the reputed institute within India, outside India. Don't go into a mediocre institute that will terribly upset you if you don't get your career wish transformed basis your understanding that okay, having a IIM Lucknow haven't made me any difference. There have been no single incremental change other than the information gaining, which is quite accessible to all of us these days. Yeah. So the fact remains unchanged that as my screen shows, I am a proud printing engineer like you all first, then followed by all those add-ons, all those desserts and masala papads which we just added to our career wish list. So it is important for me to highlight that part. With this, let us kickstart our session. So today's agenda, pretty simple, very basic. What is brand identity and what is a journey of color from design to print? Yeah, and I'm sure for throughout your 4 years you will be bombarded with all the technical information, all the detailed information, all the measurement tools, all the tools which you should learn, possess, the software is involved, etc. But I think what my plan here is to highlight why we are doing this. One aspect, yeah. So I'll just move to the next slide. I'll just highlight you. Yeah. So before we go into the details of the session, I wish to highlight that I'll put you on spotlight. That means I'll call out any names and I'll ask any random question. Yeah. And you can call me, and in this case you can call me super senior. I will call out any name, so pay attention. Find 3 mistakes in the presentation. So there are 3 mistakes in the presentation, so I want you to find, and you can just help me understand what were those 3 mistakes at the end of the session. Yeah. So where we will focus today, it is important for all of us to understand the theory of what, how, and why. So what is offset, how it is operated, and why it is important. So you can frame any question in your what, how, and why logic, because only with this you will be able to explore your areas of expertise. You would be able to recognize, okay, I like technical, so I'm more of how. Okay, I'm what, so I'm more of R&D. Oh, it's why, I'm more of management side. Yeah. So as you know, Atharva took us through what has been covered before this session. It was all about color, fantastic. Product standardization, process standardization, perfect. All talking on the technical requirements of it, like what is color, how it is measured, how it is produced, how it is controlled. But what I am doing today would be a light-hearted session, because everybody understands what and how, and this is what we would be continue learning up till we complete our degree course. Why it is important is something which I will cover today. And just to highlight you, in Unilever, how we say this is the your professional name becomes your surname. Yeah. So like I am now, my surname, professional surname is Unilever. So in that sense, you are a future of printing engineering, right? So your surname, as you saw my career wish, I have been involved into multiple different faculties, different certification, but still I'm known as a printing engineer only. So your new professional surname until you pass out is your printing degree. So please make sure that you are respecting this fact, you are enjoying the course, and you are making best out of it for the course and for yourself. So why it is important is something which we would cover. And please stop me wherever you think it doesn't make any sense. I want to challenge this point. I'm not convinced with this idea. So whatever it may be, do express. There is no right or wrong. As I said, I'm a colleague to you, so treat me as your colleague. Treat me the same person in your WhatsApp group. Treat me the same person in your assignment sharing group, and with that it would be easy for you to express yourself and to ask certain questions. Yeah. So let's make this some fun activity, like how we call it, that icebreaker. So in the chat box, help me understand which brand logo is this. Yeah. Okay. Second copy of MACD, McDonald's. Okay, but I haven't specified which logo is this, but you recognize it correct, that this is McDonald's logo, right? Now, which logo is this? Which brand logo is this? Tata, Tata Motors, Rugved, Tata, Tata Motor. Look alike but not original. You must go to R&D for sure. Okay, which brand logo is this? These answers are coming quite fast. Pepsi. No mistakes here. Tejas, Krishnaraj, I want all of you to participate. Even if you have seen those messages, please make sure you are entering your answer, because I'm getting familiarized with your names. I don't want to see only few people participating and rest doing the WhatsApp bit. Aditi, Pepsi, Ria, Pepsi, Rutuja. Okay, good. Which brand logo is this? I can see Shrikala ma'am is struggling, so I'll zoom it for her. Evils, okay. You have just spelled what you are seeing, Rugved. I'm asking for a brand, Levi's. Prajakta, Levi's, Ria, Levi's, okay. Okay, so good. This is a Levi's brand. Now, which brands do you see in this slide? What are the original names of the brands what you see on the screen? Oh, the speed has stopped suddenly. Dell, Intel, okay. Microsoft, Dell, Linux, Microsoft. Logos are interchanged. Thank you, Rahil. Nikon, good. McDonald's, Volkswagen, McDonald, Nikon, IBM, Dell, Shell. Wow, that's good. Aditya, good. Motorola. Oh, here it is Macromedia. Nobody highlighted Harry Potter. Ah, yeah, we have that. Then Adobe, good. HP is Hart Potter. Yeah, Harry Potter. I read that. Unilever. Thank you. Nike. Where did you? Yeah, it is Nikon here. Okay. Windows. Great. So now what we have experienced, the journey of recognizing this is without letting you know, without giving you the full of details, you were able to easily recognize. There were no efforts for you to go into Google, check on your WhatsApp group. It was as easy as for you to just say, if you have noticed, this was a yellow MACD logo, whereas the first version was with their box. Still you recognized that this is a logo. Sorry. Yeah, this is a logo which we have. So exactly what it gives the answer to ourselves. This is all about brand identity. You, without, even if I have distorted the logo, you know that this logo belongs to some original company icon, which is either MACD, Shell, or Unilever, Macromedia, which is Motorola, etc. So the idea here is your brain recognize visual indications faster than text. Okay, this is no brainer. Nobody, everybody, it is a common sense. I don't have to be a printing engineer, right, to just quote what I have just mentioned, that everybody captures visual information more. But within visual, what is important are the colors. Why colors? Because your brain is modeled in a way naturally that it sends you the signal with the help of color. Yeah, so it is important for you to understand the difference between the color and brand identity. So don't look at the color only from the technical lens. Color has more than the technical aspects of what we have been studying, and you will be surprised that we play a major role even in those aspects of color. We are not only into having a printed color on a printed substrate, we are also into the designs, or we are on also into the layouting of those designs, logos, etc. So as we say, the gamut of the color is X to Y. I want you to understand this fact that the gamut for us as a printing engineer is not limited only to, of course it is important and is one of our deliverables to know printing technology and the output of color, which is what we are learning, which is engineering. But the gamut is not limited to only those technology. The gamut is below, before that, and even after that. Yeah, so let's move to next slide. Let me put it on full screen. So what is subject matter expert? So what you see on the screen is those who are familiar with some programming information, or they have seen this before, they have studied it, they will call this as a programming language, right? And you call them as subject matter expert. So if you are in a room for a meeting and you will find somebody talking about bracket, tag, HTML code, etc., you will immediately realize that it seems like he's from IT. He's a programming. He's a programmer and he knows and understands programming language. Okay, what is this? This talks about the mechanical language. What exactly is this? Is highlighting the dimensions, the details of a of a part of a machine or of the machine itself, and we call it as a mechanical language. So what is our language? Can I get some answers in the chat box? Colors, okay. Color language, okay. Eye lens, okay. Eyepiece, color ink and paper. CMYK is our language, okay. Color sheet, so I wish to highlight that we talk in printing language, and our domain, our variables are more than any other industry what you have seen or what you have observed. So in programming language you will see top three softwares, top three tools where they are trained, informed, and then are upgraded. In mechanical language we know the variables involved, input, output. When it comes to printing language, actually the complexity lies in handling the variables. We deal with too many variables, and we deal with too many variables which are not standardized. So the current scenario what we are into is, we have too many variables, and the second problem with those variables is those are not standardized, and hence the need of printing engineer, and hence the need of having to know the printing language. If you sit, I'm sure within your family you have mechanical engineers, doctors sitting in a one room table, and you just highlight them. Okay, do you know what is delta E, LAB values, CMYK, dot gain, color sequence? And they'll be like, sorry, this is a foreign language to me, can you please talk normally to me? Or if they talk in the programming language, you will not be able to relate. So it is important for you to be the subject matter expert. No matter which printing technique you like, no matter you like pre-press, post-press, or the printing itself, you have to become subject matter expert in a given room, in a professional environment. For whatever reason you would get hired for endless career opportunities. The expectation of you being hired is that you are a subject matter expert. I'm hiring you. I was hired by Everydennison because they thought that because of my degree, that I have become subject matter expert. Now that is a different story, that you need to have a practical knowledge where you need to test, you need to validate, and with experience you would learn. But the expectations at the college stage is that you become subject matter expert. Now, as I said, somebody wish to have their career only with printing, please make sure that you have all the sound knowledge of all the subjects what the college is trying to teach us. Second, if you don't want to have your career within printing, if that is the case, yeah, please make sure that you are taking it from your next career wish has to be from the top institutes only. And for that we need to have 99.9 percentile, and for that we need to have good handsome money to go outside India, etc. So the point I'm trying to highlight here is, don't be mediocre. Always, after your core degree, always try to aim what is best, not what is second. So how we call it internally is plan to win. You always plan to be number one. You don't plan to, is it a case like you play a cricket and you are coming together and captain is saying, chalo aaj harna kaise, let's plan that. You never do that. You always plan to win, right? So that is the idea with your own career wish, whatever it may be. Always have a plan, always have a plan to win, and become a subject matter expert, because only your talent is valued. Yeah, your talent is valued when you sit on table across different people having different skill sets. You are one of the value added functional team who is providing all the insights, so you become a subject matter expert. Okay, so what is a brand identity? Can anybody explain me in the chat box? Brand identity, of course you see something on the screen, but I still want you to have that thought process. What is brand identity? So like in my own terms, Sachin Tendulkar is a brand identity for me. Yeah, he represents cricket, and whenever you talk about cricket, you will always talk about Sachin Tendulkar. So what is, okay, logo and color, Atharva, brand identity. Few more questions. Uniqueness of brand, very good, Akshay. To know by name, yeah, perfect. How many people know about your brand? Yes, so you are trying to distinguish, that's good. Quality of brand, very much important for any repeat purchase. It is the most important factor to consider, quality of brand. It's the image of the brand in the customer's mind. Yes, consumer mindset, very good. Now what we have observed so far is you yourself are consumers. You are seeing many colors, you are using multiple brands, you are deciding your buying power of which brand I should be buying for a tomato ketchup or for a noodles, right? And what this brand identity is actually doing is appealing you to, for your next purchase, to buy us, try me. Yeah, so what is brand identity? Is the visible elements of a brand such as color, design and logo that identify and distinguish the brand in consumers mind. So always remember, you are a consumer. Yeah, your own experience, your own examples would give you that why you are always favorite to one of the consumer only. I'll take a simplest example, the tea vendor. There are, outside our college there would be approximately 12 tea vendors which we have. Some might be approximately 2 kilometers away from the location, but you prefer, some group of students would prefer that, no, I like what the way the tea is created by that user. I'm okay to travel 2 kilometers all the way just to have my cup of tea from that vendor. Yeah, so how the thing is different from others, exactly my point, Abhishek. What uniqueness you are bringing on table, what distinguish differences you have, and what is that you are making me buy your product. So the companies are spending millions in euros, in dollars, just to identify consumer behavior. There, the practice doesn't limit only by having a physical survey. They are having virtual reality. I have experienced this. They are putting virtual reality goggles. They are going through a neuroscience capability uh, workshops where users eye and mind graphs are being tracked at what exactly, at what point the users are looking at, and they are trying to pick that spot for their design. So we'll cover something on that, but this is all about brand identity. And design is intelligence made visible. Yeah, so design is nothing but is intelligence made visible, and one big part of design is color. So whenever you think of design, automatically you think about color. Yeah, you cannot imagine a design without color, unless we are in 1970s or 80s, where only letter press was one of the option. So design is intelligence made visible. So I'm sure, same like you, I have copy pasted this from Google. Yeah, it is not a very big rocket science. It is not a very big uh, thing to have this on slide. What is important here is what you are getting out of these slides. That is more important. Yeah, so please remember, the text, you will find many webinars, you will find many videos, there would be endless seminars for you, but what is important for you is to always have that what, how and why, and automatically you will start assessing yourself. Okay, my interest is towards this, and I should put some efforts to make it as my expertise, and with that I become subject matter expert. in a cricket team, all-rounder are very few. With a country of 1.2 billion, why somebody was putting it on Facebook, why we don't have all 11 all-rounders? It's so easy. Find all 11 all-rounders, and the probability of winning all the matches or all the World Cup will be with India only. No, it doesn't work like this. You have to have that subject matter expertise. I am a bowler, so I will bowl well. I am a batsman, so I will bat well. I am a all-rounder, so I will do the fill in the blank. Yeah. Does it make sense? Anybody wish to challenge? No, this session is boring. I'm not enjoying. My data is getting used. Shrikala ma'am complained, if they utilize, if you bore them, they will go out and they will save their data. So any challenge, anything which is not making sense to you? In code words, you can also give put messages. I can understand your emotions if somebody is very upset with what they are seeing. It is important for you to know certain basics, certain facts, and hence now I'll bring your attention to this slide. It is a functional and evokes emotions and influence decision making. So whatever it takes to influence your decision making, these companies, any company which you see on the screen, off the screen, are spending endless amount of money just to make sure that somebody is buying my mi mobile today on my Amazon, somebody is buying Fanta instead of Mazda in the fridge, somebody is more on Facebook than on Twitter, somebody is preferring Coca-Cola versus Thumbs Up. Yeah. And why and how we are attracted is all because we know the color theory. We know what is happening with the consumer minds, right? So as a printing engineer, you already in some form understand colors more than a IT engineer. More than, like, even if I'm a like same like me, I was an average student, I passed out, so I had a basic understanding of, okay, I learned something color, but still I am a subject matter of expert when it comes to color. Then the same comparison if I do with my mechanical engineer, IT engineer, or for that any engineer, and they have their own expertise. They are expertise of programming language, you become expert of your printing language. So in every sphere of life, from clothes we wear to decorating, and see, what I'm trying to make here is to make you aware of why it is important, because how and what is already you will be learning, already you will work, already you will put your hands in all those inks, already you will make sure that with all your aprons you are onto the machine. But as an engineer, you should also know that why it is important and how it differentiates and make sure that the decision is made in the favor of the company where you buy their product. So what does red means? Passionate, active, exciting, bold. Pink means love, calm, respect, and these are few of the examples of the logos and depicting their personalities. So logo is nothing but also giving you the personality, right? If you see a warning symbol in pink, will you take that seriously? Tomorrow, starting tomorrow in our college, we will put a 2 meters distance in pink color. The emotions will not be activated naturally. If you see that in red, or you see that with a yellow triangle, automatically your brain signal, wait, there is a warning symbol for me, how I can read that, and then I will do the necessary safety action. Color is allowing you to take the decision. Purple means deep creativity, royal. So some of the brands, what you see, those who are using purple are kind of specify them in the space of royalty. So I can take few names, like brown also is one of the royal color to be considered, metallic brown. And one of the example would be our Magnum brand, which is the wrapper is in brown in color with a finish of foil. So that appeals you, that you are having a royal ice cream, that kinds of gives you the impression of royalty. Navy, sincere, authority. Unilever logo is in blue color, Facebook logo is in blue color. It is all about trust, peace, successful. Green means sustainable, recyclable, positivity, balance, so and so forth. Yeah, how the thing is different. Yeah, and please start putting your questions in the message box as well as we speak, because I would be more than happy to rather spend time interacting with you, or just by merely completing the slide. So please, it is important for me to know that A, you are happy, you are engaged, and wherever you find no, it is not helping me, let's change the topic. Okay, favorite topic, girls, boys, consumer behavior and color. Now help me, which one you will buy? The first one, let us call this as first one. This is a new jeans, by the way. And the second one. Okay, Akshay is buying second one, Ajay second, Abhishek second one, second one, Siddharth second one. Okay, I think very less number of people are using jeans. Okay, Kaustubh is jumping in, Omkar 2. Okay, obviously no brainer here. Now the theory which I wish to highlight here is the importance of color and the importance of decision making by you. The decision is made by you, not by me. What you saw here, you went into the retail mall, because I was in Everyday Nissan. These were created by us. We were the sole authority to create all the Levi's or all the retail clothing printed material. So this is actually being done by Everyday Nation. So now the label cost is 20 rupees. The jeans costing is 3000 rupees. Imagine just for this 20 rupees, the company Levi's has missed one consumer of 3000 in a production of 1 lakh jeans, which is like 3 crore. Even if 1% defect will lead to a heavy loss for a company. One defect on the label, buyer is off the track. I'm not happy. I'm not buying this. Yeah, makes sense. If you see this, oh, this looks genuine, you will go, you will have a look and feel, and you will buy the product. Yeah. So we do make a difference. We do make sure that the decision is of the consumer is made by what we are producing. So we all should be very proud of that, what we are being producing, and these are all produced by printing engineers. How, like, anybody challenging me that no, this is done by mechanical engineer and the IT engineer? No, this is done by us. This is done by our community, which is printing. Consumer behavior and color. So whenever you enter into, and whatever I'm referring here is proven facts. So it is not that I have invented this right now just to make this engaging. These are all facts. These are available on open channels. There are certain information which I am not allowed to share outside the organization, and hence I have limited the information for you guys. But all this information is open information. It is not that it is only owned by a company or a B company. So whenever you enter in a grocery shop, you end up with too many colors, too many options. And you remember, back old, when your mom or dad or even your grandfather, they used to call as लाल वाला साबून घेऊन ये, पिवळं वाला मीठ आणायचंय, हिरवं वालं नाही आणायचं अजिबात, तेलामध्ये येल्लो वाला आणायचं. So sorry for those non-Marathi speaker. What I'm trying to tell here is, by default we are programmed in a way to recognize things with colors. Your parents have been referring you that, by the time you were child, you were not able to read or write. They were asking you that, okay, go and ask them to give red color tea powder. That means they will understand it is, you are talking about red label. Or you give me the purple color and they will give you, say, navy blue or purple blue, which is society. Or you will ask for a blue color wala dish powder, washing powder. So color is your integral part naturally. Any challenge here? Anybody is denying this fact? No, I'm going out. My data is important. Okay, thank you. I'm just looking at number 58. Okay, consumer behavior and color. And see, as I said, technology wise, you will be trained, and that is the course is all about. But what I'm trying to do here is to bring in another angle to what we are doing. And this I could have done because I have experienced it, and hence I thought it is important. Yeah, so technology wise, next year also we'll have some more seminars on technical technology, etc. But the other side is important to know, because your actions are impacting mega businesses. How many words are read in an average 30-minute shopping trip to a market? Can somebody guess? How many words are read in an on an average 30-minute shopping trip to a market? 500. Okay. 50. Okay. More than 100. 1000. Okay. Okay. Oh, we have Kaustub also. Hi, Kaustub. Sarang. Okay. Swati Nahar. 100. Wow. And even I was surprised with the answer. And this answer is not done by me. As I said, you can explore and then challenge me. The answer is 10 to 12 words. You will only read 10 to 12 words which you will recollect after. It's all visual, which wins the heart of consumer. See, when you go for a grocery list, mostly it is pre-planned. You know that, okay, 1 kg dalda oil, 1 kg Tata salt, 2 noodles, 4 shampoos, 1 bottle. So you are in a way very clear with your list once you enter to the grocery mall. And then with color, you are just trying to find the corner where that is located, right? Because, and then if you encounter something new, very interesting, then it is a different story, that you will go interact and then you will choose to decide whether to use it or not. Yeah, Kaustubh, and you are closest to the answers. Yes. So 10 to 12 words, guys. And hence, and it is not limited to only FMCG. Because I belong to FMCG, I'm talking about FMCG. Slightly, I will admit this fact that FMCG, the color management becomes more critical. Unlike in magazine, you will never go like our own Cope magazine, you will never do this exercise. You will check 21 number page, the photo which is printed in 21 number page and the advertisement in 21 number page is matching with the another magazine which is with other person, and you are checking it. No, usually we don't do that, other than if you are a printing engineer. You will not need that degree of accuracy in terms of color. But when it comes to consumer buying, when it comes to decision making, you hold the key to the success of your brand. Yeah, so approximately 10 to 12 words, it's all visual, which wins the heart, and visual means color. Because see, until now you must have seen the technical version of color. I am showing you the consumer version of the color. And somewhere you are the subject matter expert, which is making win-win situation for both consumer as well as the producer. How much time it takes to grab attention of consumer? Last question, I will not bore you guys. 5 seconds. Wow. 2 seconds. 10 minutes. 1 second. 30 seconds. Within a second or a minute. That's a big range. 60 seconds. Okay. I know we are running short of time, so I'll cover a few things very quickly. So you have 4 to 10 seconds only. And just to highlight, shopping trips are under 10 minutes. You go quickly and you come quickly. And with the COVID situation, you don't really enjoy spending time in this environment, right? So this is a unique requirement or a situation. But what I wish to highlight, that everybody is trying to take your attention, and we know the marketing teams knows, and the printing engineer knows where they will look for and what color we should decide for our packaging artwork. Now, what is this? So as I said, there have been studies, there have been neuroscience department which kinds of triggers the they put all the sensors to your head, to your eyes, to your body, just to map your behavior when you are inside the mall. And what they say, eye level is a bi level. because it is said that 15 to 30 degree is what you typically would see, and that is the area where we should have your presence of our brand. So once you get inside the mall, you kind of scan through few items and then you finalize one of the item, right? So this happens in less than 1 minute, and you have a and you decided and you are buying it now. And what inspired you was the brand loyalty. Of course, it is not that you have a beautiful design, you give an apple carton and give a Vim bar inside it. No. Or of not so good product has to stand. But with the given competition, with the social networking, with the media, all over around, brands are made responsible. It was not unlike the case, like 20 years back, 50 years back, the oil which we used to get may not be as pure as it should be. There were no regulations, there were no FSSAI mandate. If you know, Food Safety Authority of India, there is an official mandate from the government of India. There are these products are licensed officially. Even the recent says that the mithai shops are being informed to declare the shelf life. So back to the old days, there were no mandates. Now it is full of mandated, regulated, and hence you have to outperform. If you have to survive in the market, you have to outperform. What happened with Nokia versus the Samsung story? Everybody knows that. What happened with BlackBerry? A simple WhatsApp killed the entire brand of BlackBerry. The only application for which BlackBerry was famous for was having their chat messenger, which was in principle of say WhatsApp. WhatsApp came, no BlackBerry. Android came, no Nokia. Yeah, so eye level is bi level, to remember. So very quickly now, less reading and visual scanning brand assets is what consumer do. We rule out many to get down to small few. Buying power. It is important that brand is easily recognized and found. 80% of what is we see, 20% of what we read, 10% of what they hear. 90% of information sent to the brain is visual. Colored visuals increase people's willingness to read the piece of content. Yeah. Shrikala ma'am, I hope we can continue. There is just let me know if I have only 20 minutes or something like that. Accordingly, I'll cover the remaining slides. Shrikala ma'am or Akshay, if you
Yeah.
can.
No, we can. I think we can go for another 10-15 minutes. I'm sure.
Yeah, because because now I'll start the journey of the printing engineer, like what we are supposed to do. Why I stressed more on the brand equity or colors is to just give all the students a fair idea of what happens from the other side of the story, because we as an engineer know the printing side of the story. So yeah, so hope we have time and you guys are enjoying. Can you just confirm me on the message? Yes, we can continue. Yes, no, quickly, so that I'll decide when to stop. Yes, continue. Rugved, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, continue, please. Okay, great. I think Mahajan ma'am will give me a treat because she mentioned me within 1 hour, the students would go away. So I will definitely get a treat from Mahajan ma'am then. Okay.
Chaha. Samor.
Yes, samorcha chaha.
समोरचा चहा sure 100%.
Done. आणि बेसिकली मी पण खूप एन्जॉय करतोय. सो इवन आय एम इक्वली एन्जॉयिंग एक्सप्रेसिंग, शेअरिंग दिस गुड लेवल ऑफ इन्फॉर्मेशन. I will not say these are the details, but I think if you hear from a printing engineer to a printing engineer, that you kind of try to get into that space. So that is important, and hence I'm as I said, Akshay Atharva, good job, good initiative. Thank you for inviting me, and I think that allows us to share and have this connect between what industry is up to and what the students are learning in the college. Yeah. So now let's see how we make the difference. Until now we heard all the story. Consumer insight, 5 seconds, 80%. All the data is proven. We know the facts, etc. Okay, but what am I supposed to do? What I am doing? I think that is more important for this group to know, right? That as a printing engineer, what difference I am making. They told 90% visual. Okay, I made visual, right? Now that is the beauty when we start with printing engineering. I think if we have yes, Akshay sir, the famous wording which they always used to say or refer is the beauty of gravure. So in that sense, I will just with that same quote, I would like to express the beauty of printing engineer is this, that we make difference and we have subject, because we are subject matter expert. Now what you see on of course this is very exaggerated example, yeah, I admit, but I wanted to give you that view, that thought process in your mind, that on screen or a mock-up looks fantastic, yeah, when it is printed it loses some of the details. We make huge difference by doing design analysis even before it is logged. So what does that mean? Now see, uh, these marketing teams are from all the reputed college, all the marketing expertise, etc. And what happens typically, they would choose one of the design agency. The design agency will start designing. Then they will narrow down to one or two options. Then for those one or two options, they will start creating mock-ups. Okay, I like this, and they will ask for a mock-up. Fantastic mock-up, very good. And then they will take it to their VP approval, and VP will be very happy to see, wow, what a fantastic mockup. This is what I was looking for. I want this to be launched in next month. Now this fellow invested almost 3 odd months to get a okay from a VP of a company. I'm not referring to my company. This is quite common across all the companies. The time might be 1 month or 3 months, but the idea which I want you to hear, to enter in your brain is, the time spent without us, without printing engineer, leads to a potential failure of a project. Because if I was not involved, and because if you start believing what you see on the screen and on the mockup is what will be getting printed, then you are making a big mistake. And here is where I will come into the picture. I will save your 3 months. I will come at a very upstream stage, what we call it as upstream involvement, and I will start highlighting you, okay, fine. So the logic here is, as I said, the magic comes from marketing, the logic comes from printing engineer. This is like no brainer for all the FMCGs, if I'm not wrong. The logic comes, the magic comes from marketing, logic comes from printing engineer. And of course there are few enthusiastic who are good with colors. There are few designers within the same batch, I'm sure, because we had the same story. Every batch has this few experts in designs, few experts in total technical, few experts more or less into some of the specific printing technology, etc. So let's see how we make the difference now. Yeah, now before I kind of show you what I wanted to appeal, I would say, and highlight is, get your basics right. I made this mistake. Yeah, I'm being very open and very transparent. Get your basics right while you are learning. Nobody is expecting you to score 75% of distinction. And if you have 75% distinction, and if you don't know the basics between screen printing and offset printing, I am not worried about your 75%. Yeah. So why I'm saying this is, I made this mistake, and even one student kinds of takes this any one of the points seriously and make some difference, I would be more than happy. Please learn Adobe and CorelDRAW must. Now there is this confusion happening. In my batch, I was the one who was kind of very pro with CorelDRAW and somewhat with Adobe. What I wish to highlight here, it is must for all the printing engineers. Now hear me out. These softwares are not only for designing, they are also to validate whether the design is fit for printing purpose. So it is important for you to make sure that the design, to check whether the design is fit for printing purpose, you have to know this two softwares, and preferably the first one. CorelDRAW is quite famous in India, but unlike the majority lies with Adobe Illustrator and the rest of the Photoshop. The point here is, you should know these softwares even if you are not a designer, even if you hate designing, because you will be the person who can validate. See, more and more upstream resources you are into, more and more mastery you will get. It is too late when the printing plate is created and then I realize that, oh, there is a dot gain now. What am I supposed to do? It's too late, guys. You have already invested time, resource, money, and in a way we called you as a subject matter expert, but it seems you failed us. Like, your expertise, your presence didn't make much of a difference to me. So what I wish to highlight here is, even if I'm not a very design enthusiastic, this Photoshop tools, it has levels, channels, dot gains, separations, etc., which you should know. Irrespective of whichever printing technology you may use, this will be always be the first to interact with your design and artwork. Yeah. So we have license copies, of course, in our faculty, in our labs, etc. Play with it, explore, do that, scratch it, in terms of deep dive. What may go wrong? Take a printout. Spend some time on print. This is our bread and butter in future. Take different 5 things. Take a printout. Put your different dot gains. Just see what is happening. You don't have to always depend on only the resources what college may provide. These are all very basic things. I'm sure it is like your one pizza cost, but you will learn something which will stay with you forever. So please, like how we were informed, like after 12th standard, it is like learn to learn. So we need to learn new things. Don't be dependent on only the colleges, the teachers, the students. You have to take the initiative to make certain difference for your own career. Do your project sincerely. Again, one of the things which I never did. I was sincere, but not as sincere as I should have been, which I have realized after I went into the professional world. See, whatever you do, it has to have your charm. It has to have your signature, right? Because at the end, you are signing down that this is my project. Yeah. Unlike, out of all the 10,000 projects or the 1,000 projects which will be created, only 5% would make a big difference for the industry. It is not that because you are fresher, you don't, or you cannot change the industry. You can. It is just the will of you to make that difference will make you or break you. So if your project is helping even 1% to a printing community, you did a great job. Yeah. So do it. Okay to refer, okay to check, etc., but put your innovative ideas to it and then think innovation. It is important, right? Nobody see, the best part for us is there is no competition for innovation in our domain because we are only the expert. Yeah. Unlike in any industry, there is tremendous infinite innovations, mobile innovations, programming language innovations, artificial intelligence, robotic automation, mechanical, all high speed machine, automatic machines. But in our area, like have we innovated anything like in last 5 years? No. As an industry, I'm not referring to only our college, as a printing community. So you have a power. See, as a student, as a student of printing engineering, please think innovation. Can we have recycled inks? Can we have recyclable substrates? Can we introduce a new printing process? Can we have a cost-effective solutions? Why not? You can definitely think around it, and then you can start a journey, map your project, and you can succeed with the plan. If you have anything, stretch your thinking. Let the world laugh around your idea, which is perfectly fine. Metamerism, I remember, was there was a seminar when we were in the college, and one of the question which was asked by me was to the speaker, and again, it was out of curiosity. It is not that I am too intelligent. I was an average student. I asked, if you are talking about metamerism, why we are not having substrate with the given LABs first, and then we print on it, so that we in a way limit the effect of metamerism because of the variations. And I may be wrong even today, but what I have noticed, the high-end proofers what we have in the office are actually doing the same thing. They are simulating. It is a simple paper. It is simulating the color of paper on the color calibrated printout, and then it is printing your CMYK. So it is doing a simulation of your color. Yeah. So think innovation, think differently. You are millennials and Gen Z generation. So I'm sure most of you may not be very familiar with this. I was not aware of these keywords, but because we into the professional world, we know your generation is all of millennials and Gen Z. You can just Google it and just find out what exactly I want to explain you. So this generation is all about facts. the study says this generation is all about facts. You don't like all nonsense. You talk about proofs. You show me the evidence. You show me the facts directly, indirectly. You are well informed. You make decisions well informed, unlike the generations before millennials. Yeah, so you are a generation of by default. That is how the the statistics says. So it is important that you already have everything. Resource, yes. Infrastructure, yes. A team, yes. Teachers, yes. So why not? Why at least not think? It may not work, which is fine, but at least thinking is not killing you, right? So they always say like, either you learn or you suffer. Like learning brings earning, or it might end with suffering. So please make sure to be in the right space. Yeah, so you are millennials, and do you doubt that? So nobody doubts the potential what we have and what magic we can create. Design stage. Technical analysis and consideration ensures designs can be produced with different printing processes. The same lux which you see on the screen needs to be on the bottle, which is my Gravier printing, which will be become a body wash, which is my Flexo label. The screen is of carton, which is offset printing, and there would be some flyers which would be have digital printing. So even before deciding the printing process, I am here ensuring that okay, to validate this design, I need to consider the hero packaging format. So you are saying that okay, this will be 80% sold in the carton. So now I have a decision that I have to link and think from a offset requirement point of view. If the brand person says me, no, we are going with body wash and we want it to be premium looking, etc. So all of a sudden my theory of whatever we learned in college, printing engineering, I'm thinking from a printing engineer Gravier point of view. Okay, so I can produce these highlights for you. That should not be a big challenge. Okay, Flexo, no sir. If it is Flexo, let's do a print trial. Yeah, so these are some of the important decisions which we are making before it gets into even locking the design or completion of it. So this was designed by a brand person in North America. We was supposed to launch in Singapore, followed by India, and then North America. Now we know we are talking about 3 different regions all of a sudden, and the capacity of each of the printers are different, and they will talk to you in this. See, these are not too technical. I am not a very technical person even today after 10 years, but by default, by experience, by the day in day out job, you get to used to these terminologies, and you start asking all the basics questions. Okay, what is your foil tolerance? 0.1, but the design has point 0.001, 003, 004. How will I make the requirement? The flower has a gold foil, and it was rejected almost 6 or 7 times because of the foil thickness, and then followed by the registration issues. Now imagine if there were no printing engineer involved in the design stage, and if somebody would have decided that let's do this, and then it ended up in market, the gold foil not registered properly on the petals of the flower would be the worst design, what is now to be considered as the best design. A simple technical feasibility check, the technical consideration by us, makes the whole difference. Generates ideas on savings and sustainability. So at this stage you highlight, okay, I think your North America designer have done it in 12 colors. I can achieve everything within 7 colors or 6 colors, and here you are making sure that your technical knowledge is getting upskilled at a design stage only. You don't have to see and wait even to proof. By just looking at the separation, there are people who can flawlessly give you what we call it as the report once they see the artwork. Forget even the separation. There so many rejections were given for that. Okay, the perfume, because see, Lux is all about perfume, and how will I should visualize a perfume by showing that the flower has a perfume. So these are very important, and they should also look appealing. They should not look like there is a spot on the artwork. So there was a very fine line to go right or wrong. Yeah. So design, print method, decoration strategy, number of colors, substrate type. So depending on the substrate type, you take a decision, you take a call, you highlight your supply chain that guys, if you do this with this, we end up with good savings. If you select the paper size of this multiple ups, there is a cost saving of around 1 lakh rupees, or even 1,000 rupees, which is what is the need of an hour for any company. Every 1 rupee saved is 1 rupee gain, is how they talk in the COVID situation. And who all are bringing this? It is our expertise. We are helping organizations. Yeah, inks to be used. Design guidelines. Yeah, define design guidelines. Now again, I am not an expert. My career is not in technical, but I can definitely give insights to how to have a design guidelines, because I know what can go wrong if I don't include those in guidelines. Because see, any company uh, you know which has a multiple geographical locations would need to have certain guidelines, and these guidelines are directed and well defined by us. If you see a design, and if I give you 0.1 foil and your VP approves it, and then after 6 months we say no, it is not possible, somebody's job is at stake then in that case. Yeah, so these are the consideration only with the design itself, and hence I was referring you that please get to know the basics of Adobe and your Corel Draws with the separations involved and all the good options what they have with the current creative suite, which will give you good insights. Then what you see on screen are, in this artwork there are 4 different types of blues, and then this came with a wholly kind of initiative with multiple colors. Now it is the brand person doesn't understand the technicality, and they should not, because if they start realizing that we are out of job, so we are the subject matter expert, it comes to us, you decide the separation for this will be totally different, whereas this involves multicolor, it will have CMYK, it will have blues, but you need to ensure with your technical knowledge of what can be reduced, what can be increased, what percentage to be concluded, and then we decide. Yeah, so again, Lux example. So surf is globally called as OMO actually, and there was a big project. So unlike in India or in South Asia, Flexo is very much popular. I'm sure some data or at some point of time you must already know this, that Flexo is quite popular, not because it is available, but because of the time, speed, etc., which I had to, and with the latest technology of high definition Flexo plates, etc. So the project was to change from Gravure to Flexo. Now it is like changing your car engine from petrol to diesel, because we know these are 2 different printing machines, and who will guide the brand teams? Yeah, can you just simply start putting a diesel because just it is cheap and start driving it with in your petrol car? No, you need to have the specifications that if it is diesel car you will put diesel, if it is a petrol car you will put petrol. So this is where the expertise lies. And trust me guys, keep on observing, keep on checking, buy products, scan them, talk them, decide in your groups, 2 offset options, challenge, is this right or wrong, have whatever you are doing, continue doing that. Just 2 more points on what we are doing will enlighten you and make you ready for future ready, what we call it, for the professional world, and you will definitely enjoy like how we and other teams are enjoying. Design stage. Now, as I was referring, it is important to envision of what may go wrong. Yeah, even a 5% less dot for a design like pink with the fine petals, what you see, it is like, then it might just look like a red spot, and then all of a sudden those fine petals are the most important petals other than even the brand logo. So who is validating this? Yeah, so experts like us will be made responsible to validate this. So there are calibrated monitors, highly sophisticated calibrated monitors, calibrated light rooms. So the idea is, and I've been experiencing this, I may not share much of the details, but I can definitely share what I have experienced. Is you enter with your design, you get to see it on screen, then you get to see it on shelf, how it will look like. Then you are given different lighting condition, how they are in malls, not specific to only say D50 or whatever we refer, but because the marketing's logic is simple. Okay, you are seeing it in D50, but my consumer is seeing in the light which is there in the mall, so I should approve it basis what my consumer is seeing and not what your D50 is saying. So even they are right. For calibration purpose, of course, D50 or whatever recommended we do, but the point here to highlight is the light rooms will give all the different light effects, and then somebody from the marketing teams are saying that yes, I am happy to sign off this design. This is still in design stage, and see how much contribution we have already made for this design as a printing engineer. Digital proofing, this is no different. See, all everybody's trying to do is save cost. Everybody's trying to do is save time. And how that can be done is by introducing digital proofing. They are high-end sophisticated proofers which simulate substrate LEBs, which can print on metallics. So there were limitations 4 years back that we could not print or have a digital machine on metallic color, so we can do that print trial. And of course, then if everything fails, it is a printing engineer who recommends, I think we should go for a print trial, and then we should do a print production. I am not convinced, and I see a challenge with this design. So while you are locking everything, let me book for a print trial, though it is worth investing the cost of print trial, because a cost of 1 million pieces versus cost of 1,000 pieces for print trial is anyways will be less. And here we sense that, oh, this will not get printed, so let's go back. Yeah, 5 more minutes. I'll not take much of your time. Printing stage. So I think this is quite must be covered by most of your other speakers. Design, color separations for printed artwork. So 20 plus technical specifications are shared with each printer. So every printer, like the petrol car has a petrol specification, diesel car has a diesel specification. Within printer, Parksons, TCPL, they have different locations. But the Haridwar, Mumbai, Thane, they have different machines. So you should know the specification. They will provide you the specification. Your artist is applying those specifications, and you are sense checking it. So for us, we have agencies, print management agencies, who are doing this job for us. We are doing more of a project management, but I just wish to highlight the value addition which engineer can bring in each of the steps. So 20 plus technical specifications are shared. Then printer selection, estimated costing. Here is the big potential for savings. If you decide that no, let's not do it via offset, let's go it via digital, if this is the volume, or if this is the combination, we can combine two different designs in one common substrate, but we'll still ensure the colors are matching. Big savings for printer. If you, even if you are recruited in printing company, core printing company, big savings. Ink reduction, big savings. Sustainable, everybody talk about sustainability, recyclability. Printing language. So yeah, please remember the language. We speak printing language. Logistics and supply chain. So we are affecting everywhere actually. So there are people who will consult you of which printer, why this printer, and do we need to do any audits, etc. So there are printer audits done by us, and same is done by rest of the company. So it is not only us, many companies do that. Brand launch is dependent on you. More power to you. Yeah, some launch of a mega where you have signed off, there is a digital media already, Deepika Padukone is on air, etc., and then all of a sudden the printed material is not up to the standard. What? Everything is at stake. So while it is a responsible job and a very engaging and challenging task, but it is not impossible unless and until we know basics. I am here referring to the basics of what you should know. Yeah. Importance of proofing. I'm sure this must have been shown to you by many. One color on different substrate will appear to be different. The magic of drop down is actually you will save money and time. Metallic colors looks different in different angles. All the flexible packaging material is always have its own shine, its own gloss value. It will always show different results. So here you simply ask for a drawdown and you show it to your approver. He decides, yes, this is 80% okay. And for CMYK, you give them the color digital Epson Roland proof. So there are proofs who are giving you output on the cans as well, directly printed cans. So you can refer that. Decoration strategy is important. So we covered in design, we covered printing, and decoration strategy again highly important. See the difference, matte and gloss. How will somebody decide whether to go with a matte or gloss? Or the foil, the type of foil, the embossing effect, the tube, metallic tube, or the gifting pack where a label is involved, a gifting pack is involved, and within that the sachets of conditioners are involved. So it is like a big good pack of all the printing processes what we know. So everywhere we are able to contribute, we are able to influence, and we are able to take the decision and guide the team to make the correct decision. Yeah, sorry, I wanted to cover most of the points, so I kind of quickly ran through a few of the slides. But now open floor, any questions? Or was it boring? We were expecting more technical. So it is, I do have many technical sets of information, but I just wanted you to be relaxed because there was too many technical things which were getting discussed before this. Yeah, so open for any questions, and if not, I'm not able to answer, I'll definitely get the right answer for you. Very enthusiastic, sir. Really enjoyed a lot. Thank you, Swati.
Okay,
Last,
so
yeah,
Rishikesh, yeah, I have one question. So when we talk about color, like consumer experience and color, if we have
yeah,
to, relate the two, because nowadays everybody is placing their orders online. They prefer to buy or shop online. So
yeah.
how much it is going to be difficult for brands to identify the requirement की सगळ्या ब्रँड्स मधनं आपला ब्रँड त्यांना पटकन आठवला पाहिजे किंवा लक्षात राहायला पाहिजे की अरे तो खूप सारे शॅम्पू होता मी मागच्या वेळेला पण आय मीन इन अ शॉपिंग मॉल इट बिकम्स व्हेरी इझी यू गो टू दॅट पर्टिक्युलर ॲली अँड यू look at that particular shelf and you identify okay हेच मला घ्यायचंय पण when you actually go online and you have to type that particular brand then it becomes a challenging part. So do you have anything to say on that?
Yes, definitely. I was planning to include this point, and the idea here is we are heading towards digital communication, right? And everybody is glued to their mobiles, Amazon, e-commerce, Flipkart, etc. And one of the thing which, hello, am I
Yes,
audible?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
yes,
And I hope you are able to see our screen as well. So
yes.
I am proud to say, as a Unilever company, that we were first to embrace Cambridge University Hero Image Guidelines. So if you notice, what exactly it does is it only gives you what is important. So actual pack may not have this, actual pack would have more details, but
Right.
the hero images what you see with a very small thumbnail would give you a good enough details of what the consumer should see. And there is a big study, this is the next area where consumers are, like the way we say interact in physical store, here click on the digital environment. So I'll just show you a few examples because they are open source. I don't think it should be a big issue, so just give me a minute. So yes, and it also plays a big role. Now see, the challenge here is
Right.
the artworks are created in CMYK, but the images has to be uploaded in RGB. Yeah,
Correct.
and still they have to match the requirement. You cannot have a way too different looking on your e-commerce channel versus what you see on pack.
Correct in
So
a
there is
ball.
a,
Yeah.
yes, there is a work which happens. So these are all created by our PMAs, print management
Hmm.
agencies. And if you see, there are softwares which are called as Collada files, GWT files, and they are rendering these actual images. So these are rendered images which you see. There are high-end 3D scanner. So the images are scanned. I will show you one more, my favorite. I will just give me a minute. Yeah, so there are high-end 3D scanners which would scan all the images which we see, and then so yes, so just to highlight, so we follow Cambridge University guidelines, and this is something which being rolled out globally by now most of the other companies you would see. So what they typically do, if your FOP is cluttered, they will remove and they make sure that only 70%, which is important, like the brand name, size, and quantity, will be made visible and still maintain the look and feel of the original brand. So that is a task
Right.
here.
Yeah.
So this is already being considered, and there is a huge work happening here. And as I said, one of the challenge everybody face is, you know, from CMYK again to RGB. So of course not always, because we know the screens of mobiles and the rest of the monitors are not calibrated, but the efforts are made to kind of agree on one standard that all my images which are going on any platform will have XYZ profile. So I may not give you the details of the profile name, but XYZ profile has to be used to make sure that they are following the standard. But yes, this is a very good point, and there is already a good amount of work. And again, in the design space, we can contribute in a good way.
Right. Correct.
Hello, Rishikesh.
Yes, sir.
If suppose Unilever plans to launch a new product,
Yes, sir.
so what are the process of color communication right from the start with a converter? It's a new product. It's not a product which has been run in the market. It's a new product which has been launched. So what would be the steps or the process for color communication with the converter?
Yes, sir. So definitely I would like to answer this, which would kind of summarize what we or the students have learned so far. So the step one it becomes naturally the technical feasibility check, where we are not connecting directly to the consumers. We are just assessing internally the designs which are coming from the design agencies. And whenever we get to know that it is coming towards lock, like, okay, now only the font option is pending, rest my design is locked, then the communication starts with technical assessment stage, where it is first technically assessed by a team of experts. And then the second criteria to decide is the type of substrate and the range of the product, because if it is only labels, so we know it can directly go to a with this process and this method. The challenge comes when the same brand, which is very common with FMCG, has all the printing techniques involved. It involves soap wrapper, gravier, labels, flexo, carton, offset. There again, there are expertise which we call them as print expert. So the printers are involved in the design phase. Now I am ready with my design. I am now, before I start doing any artwork changes, I am involving the printer who would be a part of this project upfront. And here at this stage, printers, of course there is this confidentiality agreement, etc., which is a separate story. They are consulted for any inputs, if any, in terms of any challenges which they foresee. And then we there is a report which gets generated that, okay, the thickness of the font for C printer is greater, the spreads and chokes tolerances are different, so we commonly agree on one format. So now at least I am locking my technical feasibility expectations from printer at this stage. So this is just where the printers are involved, and here I'm not discussing anything on color, but the technical feasibility is ticked for me that yes, if I release this, secondary color will match or not, but printer can print, so that is fit for print. Now the second stage, so I will just wish to highlight, in the European side of the world, what we are doing is having this color cloud or G7 kind of a similar technology, where in your Adobe software itself there would be a palette of the company. So you will not have a standard colors. So within those softwares, the palette of the palette which you will see in the sophisticated software will be governed by say Unilever, and only those colors will be displayed for those design agencies. Like, that is the technologic part which we are driving. And from here onwards, in parallel, there is a tie-up with one of the reputed company who would help us to create our own, I would say, Pantone book. Yeah, so this is our own color standard. So I have logged the technical expectations, I have logged my color, and there is a tie-up which will give me my own Pantone book of all the ranges of color, including all the data which is required. And with that, now if I take an example of South Asia, few printers have color profiles, few printers do not have color profile, and that is one of the challenge, not only in South Asia, across. So this again becomes very critical. So after we do this similar exercise, proofing becomes very vital before we communicate in terms of the color requirement. So at proofing stage, there would be simulations on various parameters. There would be decisions made. Okay, for offset flexo, no offset gravure, no change. Flexo brand is not happy with flexo dot pattern. Typical feedback on labels what we get is whenever there is a CMYK image, there is a pattern which we see with flexo. So they are not happy with this, and hence we might need to have a full print trial for only flexo. But for rest too, we are happy with the proofing what we are doing. And then the PMAs are the team members who are all the expertise. What they will do, they will start making the artwork, they will put it on systems for approval, and once the artwork is approved, they will apply printer specifications and any additional feedback which printers must have provided in the design phase, so that is included. Then now here is a task: color profile. If I have a color profile, I will have to give an output to a given printer with a color profile. If a printer is not having a color profile, then we agree on FOGRA 39 standard that okay, for in this case, if you don't have it, it is FOGRA 39 standard. Or if there is a time lag, we kind of have this lead printer and deploy printer. So we get an output from a lead printer, we give them the actual color standards and a digital color standard for their reference, to make sure that they are matching even with. So the qualification is we don't expect printers without fingerprinting for a period of 1 year. That is one of the criteria actually, that you cannot be qualified as a printer unless you have this basic minimum requirement of having a fingerprinting of your machine, or the qualities standards what they have for our teams to audit. So that is, these are some of the earlier standards which they have to pass through. And then within that, we know that not all printers will scan or do fingerprinting for all the substrates, for all the inks involved, etc. So here even printers have digital proofers, even we have digital proofers. And now what printers have done, they have made sure that their proofing machine, the output which they are showing in their proofing machine, is the closest output which they can get from the printing machine. So what we ask in this case is that okay, you don't have your traditional profile, you give me your proofing profile. I will give you an output as per your printing profile. I will do the assessment whether that is helping me. And the print, there is a good amount of technical work which goes in retouching the files, of making sure the minimum dot, the gradations, and matching to the given profile is aligned. And then basis the requirement, the files on a common ground are shared. Then the color standards are generated. Those are they get logged and they are uploaded in cloud system. And whenever you have a next batch for printing, you always can recollect those values and validate it against the system. So this is more of what I've like the cloud, Pantone cloud which I am referring here is more towards Europe. Here we follow the standard practice of agreeing with them on their digital proofing profile, and then creating those files as per their profile requirement, but matching our color standards. Because we don't give files to printers, and we don't want files to be with printers, because then every printer will start creating their own variations. So master files are always with Unilever. You let me know your requirement, you give me confirmation, technical validation, and then we qualify the printer.
Thank you, Rishikesh, for explaining such a wonderful process. Anybody having any questions? Mahajan madam?
Students have 2 questions. I would request Atharva to please ask
Yes,
sir
ma'am.
about that. Yeah.
Sir, there is one question from Kaustubh Danwal. The question is, sir, I want to know more about security features of brand, like its color or anything.
Yeah, so good question, because there are many issues in South Asia and in the rest of the Asia for sure, as compared to other part of the world, is counterfeits. So you will find look alike, like if you take a bottle of Bisleri, and you will find different versions of Bisleri with different colors. So not because security comes with a cost to it. Yeah. And when we say cost is involved, then the cost is either incurred from the consumer themselves, because if I want to get secured, of course there are already some brands again which have the security features. And I can definitely highlight you some beauty brands already what we have today, we know whether this is fake or not. So there are invisible QR codes, there are invisible inks, added in to the random batches. They are scanned, they can be scanned via simple mobile for the person who is having that authenticated application, and can be confirmed whether that is the authenticate product or a non. And these audits are happening regularly, because the deodorant specifically, they are refilled anytime, and we end up purchasing it for 100 for 3, but they are all fake. So there is already a security added to few of the, see, it all ends up with the costing. Security comes with a costings, and if you are adding a costing, in a way they take it via consumer. There are already some brands, and security is one of the criteria for those high priced and high valued products, and not for all. And again here, printing engineer and the PMAs will make sure the type of costing, the type of security method, the type of ink, because there are 21 different security methods which can be applied, at least to my knowledge, to secure your product. So you decide, you choose, and you qualify it as a printing engineer, and then you confirm it to. Even there are cases where the printer doesn't know that there is a security feature in the given artwork. They are least aware, because there have been incidences that printers have started counterfeiting, and hence they were kind of blacklisted. They were there were some penalties, etc., because of the security feature which was added into those high valued items. For a basic like a sachet or a 10 rupees kind of a pack, it is all about the visual audits which the teams are doing randomly in different locations and different part of the world. So they are outsourced, and these are the audits which are happening regularly. Like they visit shops, they visit local kiranas, and they get the actual pieces, they validate. Sometimes the products themselves are tested. So A is just check, B is to validate whether the product inside it, because see, at the end of the day, my brand is at stake. If you buy the brand is because of the name of the brand, and if you realize that okay, the brand is not doing its job, you got an allergy by just applying it on your face, and you are suing me, and you are just referring me that no, I will never buy this brand, and you will communicate this. And now with social platform, it becomes like a big nightmare for the brand itself. So what all things needs to be taken care, have to be taken care and responsibly by these brands, with all the features and security added. So yes, this is considered. And again, because it is a security subject, I may not be able to disclose anything beyond this point.
Sir, there is one more question by Akshay. How branding with respect to color is done for app or website?
Yeah. So see, the color science, the fundamental of color science will remain the same. Yeah, you need to understand the principle. So always talk in terms of principle. When you say offset, so there is a principle of offset. When you say a car, so there is a principle. So piston, so there are many cars, many models, everything, but everything works on one simple principle. There is a still piston which was invented 100 years ago. So when you say color, and here is where I appeal to all of you to be very clear with the basics. I'm still learning, and I'm still into the basic mode only, because it is itself is too vast to understand the basics of what we are doing. Yeah. So basics of color and color fundamental will remain the same. When it comes to website, the eye tracking, if you notice, we say eyeball becomes the by ball. That means eye level is by level. Now what is happening, this is the same logic with which you are physically representing the pack, you are now visually tracking the screen. And the same colors, the emotions which are with the physical pack becomes equally important with your visual pack. So the principle is still the same. One more advantage with the soft copy or the apps is you can change it overnight. You can change it in 10 minutes. Entire website can change the color, but the risk with printing is way too high. You cannot change it within 10 minutes, 10 hours. It takes time. It takes 6 weeks. It takes 3 days just for drying. Yeah. So the stake of cost is very high on the printing side, and hence even the e-commerce, the images what you see on the website, okay, my photo was wrong, okay, I will replace it tomorrow, but I cannot replace my 20 lakh pieces straight away, and my launch is planned, and I have announcement, and now I am in this kind of a situation. So principle will always remain the same, application will vary. So always ask yourself these common questions, do a basic why analysis, do a basic what, how, why kind of a situation, and try to get to the principle of the objective, and you will try to get closer to the answer.
Sir, there is question from Swati Nahar. Sir, sir, is there any specific standard which you follow for quality of your printed product?
Yes, so there are not one, there are quite a big list of checklist at each stage. So it has to pass at each quality stage, and only after that it is qualified to be approved. So very good question. Again, the quality is controlled by likes of printing engineers like you and me, because there is one is taking care at the beginning of the project, one is taking care it after the projects, and one is taking care it in the print house. So we in a way play a very big role also in the quality domain, quality area, where it has to scan and it has to pass through visual test. See, even if you take an example of all these sophisticated tools, they are giving you the indication, they are not confirming you. You cannot go to ESCO and say, as per your photometer, my delta is less than 2 and I'm rejecting this lot, can you please file a case against the printer because I used your machine. There is no disclaimer, they are not say, they are just giving you a direction. Our like the best method to test is visually, that remains unchanged. But what is happening with this tools is that is narrowing down your direction and decision. So it is important to understand that at quality stage you need to have these tools, right? You cannot just simply judge this. And there have been multiple occasions where I have seen this personally. There was a lot of 2 crores which was supposed to get rejected for one of the reputed brand because of simple pink color not matching to the expectation. I was there in the meeting, and I was just as a participant and one of the project member for that project. The stake was, just because the pink color of say XYZ brand is light pink, there was a stake of 2 crore rupees, because that was pan India launch. Yeah, so these quality gates actually avoid this kind of a situation for a company like us, where printing engineers has a big role. For a printer itself, where before they start doing this they have a role, and hence getting into the value chain of printing is very important. So start engaging, start exploring, start having those conversation. 2 topics a day, 2 pointers a day will give you much more insights. But yes, quality plays a very big role, and they have to be equipped with all the right tools. And the cloud technology which I was referring is one of the quality tool which gives you a percentage indication. So even if I'm not a printing engineer, I will scan the color strip and I will get the details that okay, from the last supply of this printer, this color strip is 80% matching. I am least bothered of what is printed. I am asking them for a color strip because I understand printing language. Remember, we talk in printing language, and that language is captured in that photometer, and it gives you indication. Parkson last time 85% close to the master, this time 75% close. I am rejecting the lot. This is happening today, I am rejecting. So this is and this is how that is driving also the upskilling of our all the printers within our domain. So it is like always evolving. So it is not only printer, even we are learning with them, and it works in collaboration. But you are right, quality is a key area, and without quality gates, and not one, just to highlight you, there are 7 quality gates after which the product is qualified fit to fill. So only after that you will start filling or using that product in the production house. And again, this is being somewhat managed by say printing and packaging engineer kind of a role. Yes, Atharva, any questions?
No, sir, there are no questions.
Yeah, I have a question. If time is allowing us.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually,
Yes.
yeah, you've been talking about brand. I mean, our topic is about brand identity. So, we have a heterogeneous market in India. We have some people who are very brand loyal. We have some people who are price tag loyalty, and some people are always on the fence. How do you see the brand loyalty nowadays? Maybe in terms of statistics or the observation which you have for any product in specific or for variety of the products in general for India.
Yeah. So absolutely spot on question, and this is very essential question for like our industry of FMCG, because there are always alternate options available at a click of a button. So absolutely, that brand loyalty is something which everybody is working towards and is making sure that they get a repeat purchase. So I do have some statistics, but I may not be able to share it with you. Whenever I get access to share it on an open forum, I will definitely highlight you. But the principle of the question is, does it matter, and do you consider brand loyalty as one of the criteria? This is one of the main criteria. And how this is identified is, there are companies who does consumer insights, yeah, and they they charge us heavily, and to qualify whether why the sale of a product have decreased in one of the location, and we see the penetration of B product increasing, and there is this action to call to make sure that it is getting fixed before brand becomes the consumer becomes loyal to other brands. See, the challenge which everybody is facing today is that this generation, the students on the call, they are like millennials and Gen Z. They they are less dependent on decision making on others. They are taking their own decision. That one of the finding is, they are taking the decisions. They are not dependent like how we were dependent on my elder brothers, or for that matter my parents. These people are quick in terms of decision making. They are quick in thinking. They are taking informed decisions. So actually the students of this age, millennials and Gen Z, are also one of the very big variable factor which is influencing this. And to tap this, all the marketing teams are making sure that they are present on all the channels, and the channels being like how we call it as for design for channel. So they are present now on Netflix, now Flipkart, now Facebook, and Amazon.com, just to make sure that if you are a Kisan ketchup user, you get to see those. So there is a algorithm which says, basis your choice of selection, you will start getting only those ads on your Facebook and on your other social platform. So these are already, this data is already with all the giants, like big companies, and they then do a targeted marketing. So this is like more of a targeted marketing, where I am just targeting group of people where I know their preferences with one of the survey. So your data is the new currency for this big organization. Like, I'm talking about organization now, not only us, any organization. So yes, brand loyalty is at stake all the time. You cannot take it lightly as a marketing owner. You have to keep reinventing, inventing, and only with that you are able to sustain. Like, take a good example of Cadbury's. What they did for, like when we were in school, it was only made for students or kids, but they just changed the brand positioning, kuch meeta ho jaye, and that was now made available even for the adults. So all of a sudden the same product is now getting penetrated into the segment of adults, whereas with that, the sweets, the all the desserts and sweets, packaging foods were getting threat, because now they have entered into this domain. So there is always this call for action when it comes to brand loyalty, and companies can do anything and everything to get this. And the basic requirement is to know the consumer. And because of this Gen Z generation, it is slightly difficult to get the behavior, but everybody is always behind the data of where the consumer is shifting and how it is shifting, because only with that action everything is planned.
Right, right. Thank you. Thank you, Rishikesh.
By the way, Padmaja ma'am was my project teacher, uh, and I think our project was more on uh, comparison of raster image processor, and that was one of the good project for me, that made me realize, because that sits and is independent of printing processes, and raster image processor is required for all the printing processes. So in a way, because of that project, I got exposed to some level to all the printing processes, and that made me somewhat ready for what I am into now today. Yeah, so again, I'll repeat, do your project sincerely, get the principal rights, and you will definitely make it a point that it is getting utilized somehow in your next professional job.
Yes,
Yeah.
well said. Yeah, Atharva,
Hi.
Mahajan ma'am, if you want to share some views. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, Rishikesh, that was a very exciting topic, very interesting, kept us on the edge till the end. So thank you very much for this wonderful session. Students, you must have got the idea that how Rishikesh has always, he has always thought beyond his boundaries. And I think that's why, because of, though he has accepted that he was an average student, but he was always into doing something new. So whether it could be the design in the Hope magazine, or whether it could be what was that, Versatalia, the all India competitions for all the branches of the students. So it could be anything. He always thought beyond the boundaries, and I think that's what fetched him his first job. I think that is like kind of a dream job for all the students. So every Denison, he got into every Denison, and then now he's into his second job, which he has explained, or he has shared his experience about Unilever, and whatever he has done in this company. So I think it was wonderful. Rishikesh, I just have one small question. We recently we had one session by one of the organizations called Explore. It's based in USA and Canada, and they explained to us about customer. 1 minute. It was customer. Wait. I'll just get back to you. It is customer communications management, and how it is getting transformed to customer experience management. Okay, so basically what it means that how from a simple carton or a simple design, and how it is getting now transformed to an interactive design with the customer. Right. Yeah. So one of the ways of interactive media is, of course, audio, augmented reality, and virtual reality. So AR, VR.
Yes.
So my question is that today, are these FMCG products, are they implementing such concepts?
Yes, so I will definitely answer this. Yes, so when we say of testing, so what they are doing with the new age technology is they are creating a big bazaar in the office itself. And now the new design, whatever you might have created, they are putting it as per your choice that it has launched, and you are putting it on the shelf. And now 10 users of different age group, and with group with group different age group with different segmented target audience, like 5 female, 5 male, then 3 senior citizens, kind of a combination. Like, this is what we call it as sampling, because we wanted to identify, like, we decided that this will target age group of 18 to 35. Now how will I validate whether this is helping me or not? So to kind of do that, we also need to test with other users who are not from this age group, and see their behavioral mapping, what we call it as, where every user is mapped with all the sensors. They are given this virtual reality goggles, and then they are actually told in the grocery shop, and for the first question, which brand you noticed in the tea segment. And if the answer is different, because they are just giving, but we know from the sensor that I was going to a competitor's side, and not to our brand. So for me, if I get this 10 times no, that means I have to have some different color, appealing color, to make sure that it stands out. So like these are some of the criteria. So every action is tailor made, and this is getting popular. So it has started South Asia, yes, it has started, but to a greater extent, it will be used for all the consumer insights which can happen within the same place. No need to go and visit any supplier or any house. You are bringing, like, Paris to India, how we kind of simply explain it. So it is very much already in progress. There have been some studies which are proving that it is helping, and the moment it triggers that this data is helping, this is the only way forward, where you will find the experience, as you rightly mentioned, would be provided virtually to consumers. So yes, this happens with Unilever quite often.
Okay, right. Good. Fine. Over. That's all from me, Shrikala. You can.
Yeah. So
Take
I
it.
think we have one thing. No, 3 mistakes is what Akshay is asking, sir. Rishikesh?
Yeah, so the idea was there were no three mistakes. I wanted you to pay attention to all the slides. So there were no mistakes. If I there were any, it would have been my grammatic or spelling mistake. It was just to make you stick away from your Facebook chat with your girlfriend Akshay, just to make sure you focus on my slides for those 1 hour. So yes, and we extended our 1 hour. So yeah, that was the trick which I decided to do with you. So no
But
mistakes
I
from my end.
don't know, Akshay, have you found any mistake that you want to share it with sir? Or just a reminder?
I'm not the mistake. I guess that was something I found like in the
Observation.
Observation.
the
So
the,
you should
the
go
Lux
into
and
house
Surf
of them.
Excel one. The page of the poster, there was the Lux and the Surf Excel ad was there. That page, the color of Surf Excel in both the things were different. Both the package were different. So that was a mistake, or like, I don't
True,
know.
true, and that is a mistake. That is a well spotted mistake. See, we are talking about color, and you have already started thinking in lines of color. So this is a testimony of whoever is the organizers. I got to know that this is organized by students. So good job, guys, because this is exactly what you have spotted it. Even I have not noticed it because I've been using it, copy pasting it. Absolutely spot on. These are the blue color is not matching at all, and you are right. And see, the impact is you have started thinking from a color point of view, and in our language, the printing language. So good job.
Yeah,
Perfect.
thank you, sir.
All right. So Atharva, shall we
Yes, ma'am.
go to
Yes.
So
Thank
shall
you,
I
ma'am.
stop? Yeah.
yeah, you can stop presenting. No problem.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for wonderful, thoughtful, and interactive session. We really enjoy it. Moving forward, I would like to request Rohit Kale for vote of thanks.
Thank you, Atharva. Good evening, all of you. First of all, I would like to thank our guest, Mr. Hrushikesh Rajguru sir, for his valuable time and wonderful session. Your guidance and knowledge will definitely help us in the future. I would like to thank our faculty members who arranged this interesting event for all of us. Without their support, it wouldn't have been possible. I would also like to thank our hardworking team Akshay, Aditya, Pranali, Shubhangi, Vijay, Gargi, Riya, Pratik, and Praneeth. At last, I would also like to thank today's moderator Atharva Kulkarni for running this session smoothly. Over to you, Atharva.
Thank you, Rohit. Thank you guys for being here. It was great, interesting session. Do fill feedback form and quiz will be shared on your college group. Now I declare that today's session is over. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.
Thank
Thank you.
you. All the best, guys.
Yeah. Thank
Bye.
you, Rishikesh.
Thank you, Rishikesh.
Bye, ma'am. Bye, sir.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you
Bye
so much,
bye.
sir.
Bye. Shubham can stop recording.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't see Kapre sir. Otherwise, I would have asked him.
Ahed. Kapre sir is there.
No, Adit दिसलेच नाहीत. Otherwise, I would have asked him to speak to Rishikesh.
Kapre sir?